It's all right.
Hold it. There it is.
Hi, this is Spencer, the Tampa Bay wallpaper installer. And today we're in a residence where we're going to be fixing the ceiling. Now, if you can just put the camera on the ceiling, I got these nice LED lights to show you the horror of the ceiling over here. You see all of this uneven surface over here? We're going to be fixing that. And this is going to be entitled, if I can remember, How to Repair a Popcorn Ceiling. Now, if you see over here, you'll see that the fracture it follows the stress on the ceiling. This is a sheetrock ceiling, so you can see that there's a crack here. It goes all the way up in the shaking. There's probably a seam here, if I had to guess, which they shouldn't have put a seam near this, but they did. Anyway, it cracked all over along the seam and then past the light and all the way over here. Now this obviously shows that it's not a seam and it made its own because seams are not diagonal. And the other repair that we're going to be doing is this over here. This was just because of a leak, and we have all of this cancer on the ceiling. And we got some mold there too. We'll show you how to take care of that with bleach. And if it's actually, that's mold that we might have to actually remove that. We'll see when we take a better look, when we scrape that off. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to scrape the ceiling down. I'm going to void, see it's protruding about, I'd say almost 3/16, a quarter of an inch from the ceiling surface. So what I'm going to do is simply, you could keep the camera on the ceiling, and I'm going to grab a tool to show them what I'm going to do to void that ceiling. I'm going to use this tool. It's a basic scraper. You get these at Harbor Freight, Home Depot, or Lowe's. I got mine at Lowe's. They were on sale because nobody's using these. And I'm just going to scrape. I'm going to void that surface. And I'm going to, why do I want to void it? Because as you can see, somebody repaired this here, and their repair caused the surface to build up. So we want to void it, and then we're going to build it up again. And we're going to do that with mesh. And I'm going to use a typical window screen mesh. They sell mesh, but as far as I'm concerned, they don't sell it wide enough. So I'm going to make my own mesh, and I'm going to show you how to do that with a typical window screen, which works perfectly. All right, so you can keep the camera rolling. You need a mask for this. I have a mask that covers both my eyes and my nose to protect my lungs and my eyes. You get that stuff in your eyes, you'll scratch your cornea. You need eye protection. A lot of people don't use it, but you need it. Okay, so let's get ready. So I won't be able to talk while I'm doing it, but I want to show you what to do. Don't panic if you have a popcorn ceiling to repair. You can do this. You just got to have all the floors covered because it makes a considerable mess. So you want to have your floors protected with plastic all over, because the dust, even though you're going to get up the crumbs, the dust goes everywhere. Just cover everything with plastic. It's cheap. It's 25 bucks for a roll of, I don't know, 18 inches by like 50 feet. So, you can see that it's already nice and flat to the surface, right? So now I want to go beyond the crack because I'm going to fix it with plaster. Okay, so here's the problem. The ceiling is loose, and that's what did it, vibration. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but you see the crack moving, watch this. So this is the loose board, this isn't. See, so whoever installed the sheetrock
didn't put his screws in the proper place. He may not even use screws, I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Okay, very nice. So most of the repair is what you see is practically already done. Scraping off that stuff, resecure the sheetrock, and basically retape it. Yeah, the problem was they didn't secure the sheetrock. I suspect there was a repair at one point, and they just didn't put it up well enough. All right. Okay, so
okay, so this is the first part of the video, and so we've identified the problem, and we took down the first surface. So the problem is that there aren't sufficient fasteners in the ceiling. I suspect that they used nails, or not enough nails or screws. Basically, on a ceiling, you want screws, because gravity is pulling the sheetrock down, and over time, all of the nails pop, even if they're ribbed nails. But construction being what it is today, they don't have, the standards are so low that you have to demand that they use screws. So at least 2.5-inch screws to go into a ceiling like this. So I'm going to end the video here because we have the same problem over on the other side of the ceiling. Part 2 will show you how to fasten the sheetrock to the ceiling. It's pretty basic. We have to find the studs and then just put screws on each side of the crack, as close to the crack as we can get it. But whatever the case is, you want the screws to be anywhere between 12 and 16 inches on something like this to re-secure the sheetrock. More is better. So okay, see you on part 2. If you like the video, please click on like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.